Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Evangelical Alliance Ireland. I'm Nick Park, I'm the Executive Director of EAI, and I want to share with you all this week about National Praise Day, which is happening this Friday. It's basically redeeming a day. It's taking that day, the 31st of October, which people have been celebrating as Halloween, and a day of death and darkness and witchcraft and everything else, and using it as a day to celebrate Jesus. And this is actually an idea that, to be honest, I sort of stumbled on accidentally, because years ago, when we were first starting Solid Rock Church in Drogheda, we wanted to have a music night, a night of celebration, and we had the bright idea of getting Robin Mark to come and do a concert. Now Robin Mark, of course, many of you know the songs that he's written, The Lion of Judah, These Are the Days of Elijah, and stuff like that. And I get a bit of a kick when I travel around the country and around the world, whenever I'm being in many different venues and all, and I hear people using that song, The Days of Elijah. I've heard it sung in all kinds of languages and all kinds of styles and arrangements and everything else. Well, we said, let's get Robin Mark to come. And Robin was able to come, but the only date he could give us was the 31st of October. And the rest of our little group that we had, we were still a very small church at that stage. And but you know, we sort of talked about this, and people said, Halloween, is that really going to work, doing an outreach event and a praise event on Halloween when town's going to be crazy and everything else? It's going to work, but the problem was getting a venue, because our building then was far too small to be able to hold a decent outreach event. So it was quite hard getting venues. A lot of places wouldn't rent us facilities at that time to a born again church like us. And so eventually we found a pub in the town, the Weavers Pub, that allowed us to use their back room. And so it was hilarious, because Robin Mark arrived, and we went with him to set up and get ready in the afternoon, ready for that evening's concert. We went into that back room, and I hadn't really looked at it properly before, which was bad preparation on my part. But there's like pictures of half-naked women hanging on the walls and stuff like this. And Mark's looking at me, Robin's looking at me, and like, you know, Nick, what are you doing? You know, you're going to have a concert here? I use that famous Irish phrase, sure, it'd be grand. And so anyway, we had the concert that night, and there was also in the other part of the pub, there's a Halloween party taking place, very noisy, very rowdy, and when we began, we had to turn the sound away up to drown out the noise from next door. But we had a fantastic time of praise with Robin Mark. And actually, by the time we got to the end of our concert, we'd got loads of people were coming in from the Halloween party next door, because they could hear the great time that we were having, and they were coming in from the pub into the room where we were having the gospel concert, and saying, man, it sounds like you're having a lot more fun in here than we're having in there. And we really just realized something that night about the power of praise compared to the power of celebrating darkness, and that light overcomes darkness. You know, we use that at Christmas. We use that passage about Jesus, that he was the light that came into the world. You know, the Word was with God, the Word was God, and you know, the light shines into the darkness, and the darkness has never overcome it. And that's still true. Darkness cannot overcome light. Light overcomes darkness. And so I want to encourage you this coming Friday, 31st of October, allow your light to overcome darkness. Yeah, there's lots of people out there celebrating death and witchcraft and all kinds of things. Let's celebrate the light and the life of Jesus Christ. National Praise Day. We've got events taking place in Solid Rock Church in Inchicore this Friday, 31st of October, 6 p.m. Another, at the same time, 6 p.m., we've got another Praise Day concert taking place in Trinity Church in Lower Gardner Street. And we've also got a National Praise Day event taking place over in Galway at the Connaught Hotel. Also, 6 p.m. this coming Friday, 31st of October. Admission is free, and it's just a great opportunity to get together with other believers from all kinds of different churches and lift up the name of Jesus. I do hope you will be a part of it, and do join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Evangelical Alliance Ireland.